Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be discussing one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time.
You will be witnesses.
And that is Die Hard.
John McClane finds himself trapped in a Los Angeles skyscraper taken over by a group of terrorists during a Christmas party. Armed with only his wits and a handgun, McClane must outsmart the terrorists and save the hostages, including his estranged wife. As the stakes rise, McClane battles against the odds to thwart the terrorist plan and bring them to justice.
Now, is it a Christmas movie?
What gives you that idea?
It was released in July.
Yeah, there's a saying, Christmas in July. Ever heard of that?
Maybe later you can refine your points on how this is a Christmas movie and not just an action film.
I can live with that.
But first, I think we should make 2 cocktails just to get us in the mood
I have 2 myself.
and help me prove my points.
Yep, the first cocktail is based off of your favorite.
One of the greatest terrorists,
Who said we were terrorists?
Hans Gruber. The second cocktail is based off of one of the greatest lines in movie history.
Yippee-ki-yay!
You can fill in the blank.
Was hoping you could tell me.
So, yippee-ki-yay, great line. Bruce Willis delivers it magnificently and highly deserving of a cocktail. I think we should go ahead.
This is simply the beginning.
We're gonna start off by making the Hans Gruber, so let's go ahead and get into it. For the ingredients, we're gonna be using Kümmel, lemon oleo saccharum, German Riesling, rhubarb bitters, saline, and a lemon to peel.
To make this iconic terrorist, in a mixing glass, we're going to combine 1.5 ounces of Kümmel, 0.5 ounces of lemon oleo saccharum, recipe in the description below, dropper of saline, 2 dashes of rhubarb bitters. We're going to fill it with ice and stir for 2 minutes. Strain into a chilled coupe and top with German Riesling. Then we're gonna peel a lemon and express it over top.
And here we have the Hans Gruber, one of the most iconic villains. Take a drink.
Bet your ass I wish to proceed.
And he is a different kind of villain, right? He doesn't rely on like brute and strength. He's more educated, sophisticated, like this drink.
And misunderstood. Everyone thinks he's a terrorist.
Wrong guess.
So with this cocktail, we did add a couple of German elements. We have the Kümmel, which is a German liqueur, and then you had the wonderful idea to also add a German Riesling.
Yeah, I mean, loosely based on like a French 75.
Is this a German 75?
It's a German 75. It's
Okay.
the Hans Gruber 75.
Ooh, I like that.
Go on.
In part, that's why I wanted to do the Riesling. We also talked about champagne or, something that he would be drinking to celebrate his big victory.
Even though it never came to fruition, because John McClane was there to save the day, because he got invited to a Christmas party.
You're amazing. You figured this all out already.
Other elements in this, I really enjoy using the Kümmel. I think that is a misunderstood liqueur, much like
Hans.
I must have missed 60 minutes. What are you saying?
It was a big hit back in the day, and then it lost its luster. There's notes of anise, it's very botanical.
Yeah.
The Riesling is really crisp and clean.
That's beautiful.
And then the lemon oleo saccharum, of course, sweetens it and brightens it up.
We were going through a couple iterations of this drink, and we really felt like something was missing, and so we threw in some rhubarb bitters, and I think that really helped sort of round it out.
It gave it some more depth, that's for sure.
So now it is time to move on to drink number 2,
Don't be impatient.
the Yippee-ki-yay.
You're gonna need your favorite rye whiskey. We're using an aspen-aged whiskey because I like the woody notes. Campari, Sweet Vermouth, hot honey, and saline.
Now into a mixing glass, we are gonna add 1.5 ounces of rye, 3/4 of an ounce of Campari, 1/4 ounce of Sweet Vermouth, 1/2 ounce of hot honey, and a heavy dropper of saline. We're gonna fill the mixing glass with ice and stir for 2 minutes. We will then strain into a rocks glass with a sphere and garnish with the candy glass shards. And here we have the Yippee-ki-yay garnished with glass shards.
Glass plays a huge role in this movie. In fact, it's practically a character itself.
Glass? Who gives a shit about glass?
And then also we have the scene where obviously he's not wearing shoes and Hans Gruber says,
Shoot the glass.
and he does shoot the glass, and guess what? He gets glass stuck in his foot.
Sounds terrible.
No, it sounds horrible, right? But you know what doesn't sound terrible? It's taking a drink
Yeah,
of this
take
cocktail.
a drink.
I don't want to cut myself in the glass. Just
Yeah.
kidding. It's candy glass.
Candy glass. Look how amazing it turned out.
Hit it again.
So this drink does bring a little bit of the heat. That's where we put the hot honey syrup, but we really wanted that because it kind of has that explosive sort of feel and theme we were really trying to go with.
Oh my god, the quarterback is toast.
Use your favorite rye. Know that it is going to bring out the botanicals. I loved this rye in there because it's an American rye, in contrast to the Hans Gruber where we used German ingredients.
Boom! 2 points.
Aspens are of course prolific all over the US. This one does come from Colorado where they age their rye in the aspen. This highlights that flavor. It
certainly does.
Honestly, I think it's incredible.
Sweetheart, if I ever lied to you.
We completely understand if you don't want to go the extra mile, make the glass for this cocktail. It is a bit of an undertaking.
We do it the hard way.
So now I think we should bring in the other cocktail.
I can live with that.
I do have some questions about it being a Christmas movie.
All right, I would love to hear them.
There are people who, of course, have put out a list of what makes Christmas movies a Christmas movie.
Because that was our big thing when we were thinking about it. We were like, okay, is it a Christmas movie?
Is it a
It's like,
Christmas
well,
movie?
what makes a Christmas movie a Christmas movie?
Right. I'm going to give you that list and you're going to explain yourself. Christmas movies are released around Christmas, and this one was released in July.
Like I already said, Christmas in July, a very popular saying. Also, that was 100% up to the studio executives who have zero regard for holidays, for Christmas, for being generous. They just want to make money. They needed a summer blockbuster. Makes sense. I understand why they did it.
Characters refer it to being Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas Eve.
Any Christmas music?
This is Christmas music. Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
It's Christmas Eve.
'Twas the night before Christmas.
It's Christmas. Christmas party.
It's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. This is their idea of Christmas. I gotta be there for New Year's.
Christmas movies have Christmas music.
The opening like Run DMC opening credits song. We also have the Song of Joy. Da-da-na-na-na-na-na. And then we end the movie with Let It Snow, right?
Well, what about Christmas icons and or characters?
It's when he kills his first terrorist and he breaks his neck and he puts him on the chair and he puts him in the elevator. He could have just done that and sent him down the elevator. No, he doesn't. He's like, you know what? I want to mess with these dudes. He puts a Santa Claus hat on him and writes, "Now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho," on his shirt. So there you go.
Christmas movies have a sense of warmness and family.
Look, he is there trying to win his wife back. He is fighting for her life. It took terrorists for him to do that, but that's beside the point, okay?
Healthy.
Then his kids are there at home with their housekeeper. The news crew goes over there, interviews them, and that's when Hans Gruber, spoiler alert, realizes that Holly is really John McClane's wife, and he connects all the dots and everything. Family actually plays a really important role because that's how we made that connection.
This movie is set in LA, right?
It is.
And there's no snow, but Christmas is usually accompanied by snow. I mean, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Yeah, I understand that. This has got some kick to it. I get it, okay? It would be nice to have a snow element. Maybe if this movie took place in New York, that would be a little more realistic. They just don't get snow there. Not their fault, okay? But I understand how that is an essential element for a lot of Christmas movies. You may remember at the end, when they blow the rooftop, for the next like 20 minutes of the film, at the end, and right when they're doing the ending credit sequence, we constantly have this white copy paper just floating down, and it's a lot like snowflakes. That's like their version of snow, and that's when the song Let It Snow starts playing. I think that pretty much checks that box right there.
Okay. I'm still considering this an action movie because I'm an action movie fan.
Finding Nemo doesn't count.
It's an action movie.
That part with the shark and the fish tank, oh man, was on the edge of my seat. I think I checked all the boxes and then some to prove that it is a Christmas movie. That's not to say it can't be a Christmas movie and an action movie, because it is also one of the greatest action movies of all time. I put it right up there with Predator. I think they're neck and neck. John McTiernan, great director.
So maybe we just say that this movie is for everyone.
I think so.
Action fans, Christmas fans, get your Hallmark on and get your drink on.
Get your cocktail on. All right. More movies on the way. Let us know what you think we should do next.
Yeah.
'Cause we're gonna mix it up.
Comment, Christmas or not.
Definitely. Cheers. This is Deputy Chief of Police Dwayne T. Robinson, and I'm in charge of this operation.
All right.
Oh, you're in charge.
Nobody's questioning
I got some
that
bad news for you,
You don't know
Dwayne.
all the lines, yes. So
From up